Evening, everyone. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. Okay. So, good evening. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Alright. I'm still being nice and cozy this week, because it is still nice and cool outside. Hey, Baze. I'm doing okay. Okay. Still Christmas, so that's still good. We left off last time with the with Temple of Time. I will begin though by letting you guys know in the sort of the bad news of lately. Um, I don't have my actual real job revenue stream has gone down significantly just due to scheduling issues with the university this semester. So I'm behind on all that. I'm still working things out. Hopefully some things will come together. But if you want to pitch in, and especially if you want to see me keep doing this sort of thing, and maybe even put some more effort into the YouTube front, um, ko-fi.com slash Professor McCoy over there will absolutely help out. Any little bit will is absolutely helpful, and I appreciate it a great deal. But I am gonna shield that a little bit more than usual. Anyway, just letting you know, in case you are of a mind to contribute anything over there. Okay, base is a general question before I start talking about time, because well, I'll get to time in a minute. This whole level is relevant to time. He says a few weeks ago, I rewatched Jonathan Peugeot's video on time as well as my follow-up. Wait, I had a follow-up to Peugeot's video on time? When did I do that? Huh. As odd as this is to say, I have no memory of responding to Jonathan Peugeot on time. Oh, on Santa. Okay, the Santa one. Gotcha. Basis, I noticed neither of you used the term principality in describing Santa, the tooth fairy in cities. Would principality be an accurate description? Yes, completely. Yeah, that's probably the most direct term to use for the kind of thing both of us are describing. Yeah, the Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy one. I was thinking that I had done something that is that I'm far more professionally knowledgeable about, because oddly I have little to no academic expertise in Santa Claus, but I do have some degree of academic expertise in the philosophy of time. In any case, yes, principalities are a good description of things like that, fictional interpersonal secondary substances. Let's go with that. Something that we do together such that it takes on something analogous to a will. Now, I would hesitate to say principalities in the same sense that we talk about angelic principalities, because those are primary substances. Those exist in their own right, and that is not the same kind of thing exactly, but they function in similar ways. And also, how do I put it this way, that principalities in the angelic sense can function as the kind of secondary substances that Peugeot and I are talking about, especially with respect to collectives, right? To things like cities and stuff like that. That you can, in a sense, be possessed by either sort of thing. In relevantly similar ways, and because of that causal similarity, I would argue that angelic powers and principalities can can possess these kinds of interpersonal collective secondary substances very easily and very directly, because the kind of causality as a kind of the secondary substance forming a kind of pseudo final cause that angelic powers can do similar things and can work within that framework. Intangible essences. Okay, I would hold back as to say essences, because I know Peugeot would probably describe them as intangible essences that bind things together, but you can't say essences here in a precise philosophical sense, because an essence denotes a substance, something which has being of itself, in itself, and through itself, rather than being reducible to its constituent parts, or being only existing as a component of something greater. Right. So secondary substances like cities, or like Santa Claus for that matter, don't have essences in a univocal literal sense. What they have are something more akin to maybe essences by analogy would probably be the best way of saying it. Let's see what we can do here. But it would only be by analogy. Just like they only have causal power by analogy as well. That's cool. And it stays. Oh! Hi, Burbs. What? Wait, why don't you just come with me? I'm gonna go find you anyway. Why would you... Okay, whatever. It's for gameplay reasons, that's why. Very cool. How's that? Is that sufficiently explanatory, Maze? The Temple of Time. Okay. Huh. Link. Do you think there's something odd about that statue? In the grove and in the temple entry, there are always matching ones on each side, but there's only one here. Don't you use your senses to take a look around? I could... Hey, look at that. I could use wolf. Hey, that was easy. I mean, I could use this one. Ooh, it's one of the sage symbols. Is that light? Is it Zelda's? That might be Zelda's. I remember right. Could be totally wrong about that, though. Don't know. Every once in a while you will hear crinkling, for which I slightly apologize, because that's how I'm getting incense out of a little bag and onto the charcoal. Oh. Crinkle, crinkle. Interesting. You're there. I knew it. There was one more here originally. We need to find the other statue in this temple that matches that one. Yeah, but like that doesn't tell me much. Why did I... Okay, whatever. They just want to give me a mechanic to use the wolf senses, I guess. Hi, guys. Not so fast. At last, this is it. This is where I've been trying to get to. The ancient technology of our people sleeps in this place. We've searched all over, and now we're so close I can smell it. And once we find that thing, we can go home at last. Oh, gracious, yes. Young man, we're so close, so please help us find what we're looking for. Okie dokie. Alright, wish me luck. I need a key. Interesting. That didn't help me. He says, okay, I just have this debate every year with the Christmas is Pagan crowd. I've always described them as principalities. Going back and watching your videos, I was surprised neither of you did. That's true. I was honestly even a tiny bit surprised I didn't. But I think principalities is a good description. So long as you don't mix it up with some of the other things that can refer to. I think that's probably why I avoided the term. Because I don't want to give substantial being. I don't want to attribute, I should say, substantial being to these secondary substances, because they're not substances in a primary sense, real univocal sense. But yeah, I do think that it works, especially if you're, especially if you're willing to be a bit analogous. Which, I mean, I am willing to be analogous with respect to, most theological things. Interesting. Alright, well, maybe I'll just, take one of these. Arrows! Hey, look, I needed those. I assume. Not I assume. Ew. There. I know why I need arrows. I need to go up here and I need to shoot the jar. But I could just use my claw shot. See? Told you I could use my claw shot. Without wasting arrows. That was easy. I really love Mortal Draw. Okay. Does my hedging on the use of the term, is that, make sufficient sense? Just die already. This thing. Need to put that right here. Are you gonna get angry at me? Yeah, you are. That. Okay. Well done. A little much smoke. What I get? Oh. The map. Nice. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. So families are principalities too, so they describe real things. Depends on what you mean by real. A family is still a secondary substance, right? It does not have being of its own right. It doesn't exist independently of its constituent parts, which is what we mean by a substance. Right? A substance exists independently of and in a more real sense than its constituent elements, which is not the case with a family any more than it is with a city or a Santa Claus. Right? And now that's kind of, that seems a maybe harsh and maybe controversial thing to say, but it's straightforward. Straightforwardly true. What's up with the Spooderlings? I don't like those at all. Okay, let's do this way then. Spink. Really? Spink. Thanks. You know, maybe I'm getting a little too bold with the mortal draw, huh? Okay, no, I need the command rod, I think, to get at that bastard. I think. So I could do something very silly. No, okay, that didn't work. Alright, worth a try. Okay. Alright, anyway. What's with all the spooters? Okay, I need this spinner. There. Okay. Huh. Locked. What? I think I've killed all the spooters. Yay! Excellent. Alright, good. Base follows. Nonetheless, exactly as you have said, understanding Santa in that way has helped me understand spiritual bodies and how they interact with the world. Yeah, I think that's about right, yeah. Now, I would say, careful with the whole spiritual bodies thing. So, yes, they interact with the world in a similar way, but again, don't get caught up in the analogy, because it is still an analogy. Also be careful, because I would not say, for example, that Santa's body is merely or purely spiritual either. I think Santa's body is I guess I would say, the embodiment, or is embodied in the people who embody him. That sounds really almost flippant, but for a clearer example would be the city, right? A city has a material cause, it has a body, and that is its constituent members, the persons that make it up. Come here, buddy. Okay. That actually wasn't too bad. How about you? Yeah, really? Really? Okay. All right, then. The key. All right, cool. That'll get me through back in the previous room, I think. Over here, though. Gotta be something over here. Right? Maybe not. Once I get the compass, I'll know. What's this? A stamp. Oh, okay. Okay, through here. This is an absurdly tall dungeon. Okay, let's see. Anyway, so, time. Fascinating subject. Kind of annoying subject. I say this over and over again, but I am something of an expert in the philosophy of time. By that I mean I know a great deal about the philosophy of time. I've looked into it. I've read some on it. And I've contributed a fair amount of thought to it. However, it also makes my head hurt. I'm not a fan of thinking about the philosophy of time, just because it is, it's a very difficult and confusing subject, right? So I'm not, like, an expert by choice so much as I am by sort of professional necessity, right? I've had the misfortune of knowing enough about the philosophy of time to have people ask me about it. You know, colleagues, students, whatever. Which gets me into looking into the matter because, you know, somebody asked me, so I know a little bit about it, I know enough to look into it further. And so I look into it further, and so I learn a little bit more, and so next time somebody needs to ask about the philosophy of time, guess who's your guy? Which, again, is sort of unfortunate because it makes my head hurt. My poor little noggin does not deal well with the philosophy of time. Either way, though, I do know enough about it that I can talk about it. And I do know enough about it to spot inconsistencies, incongruities, and paradoxes when they appear, and the Zelda series does have a tendency to include some various time paradoxes, usually in a relatively self-aware fashion, right? They're not, right? The game is relatively aware. I might have to turn that out, put that out. Jeez, it's a little much in here. At least slow it down. The game is usually relatively aware of when it is working with inconsistencies and paradoxes. The go-to example is something I've talked about in the past, which is the bootstrap paradox, or the causa sui, the self-cause of the Song of Storms in Ocarina of Time. Oh, hello. That did the job. So basically, the song, the Song of Storms that you learn in Ocarina of Time, you learn it as an adult from the guy at the windmill or watermill, whatever, the mill, whatever it is. You learn it from him, and then you go back in time. There we go. There we go. Excellent. You go back in time and you basically teach it to him when you're a child, so 8 years prior. This raises the obvious question, where did the song come from? And it seems to have come from literally nowhere. No one learned it. Hey, Klaus. Nick, whatever you are. Good evening. But the series, that game at least, seems to be perfectly well aware and perfectly comfortable with this nonsensical contradiction, and it doesn't seem to be accidental, or there doesn't seem to be a need or a desire for further explanation. Right? It really is just I didn't. Hate these. Eh. Eh. Man. In any case, this game involves far less silly and absurd paradoxes. God, really? Particularly because time travel is really quite limited in this game to this part, and I think there's one bit right near the closer to the end, not at the end, but closer to the end. There's not much as far as time travel in this game. And so there isn't much in terms of self-contradiction. Oh, you like the Star Wars EU video? Good, good. I'm glad you like that. You were essentially... Hey, Simp. Both of you, actually, were basically the target audience for that. So, people who are roughly familiar with the EU but might be looking for more stuff, the other target audience for that video was people who are frustrated with the current state of Star Wars and really want to get into better Star Wars, the old good stuff. Is it possible to travel back to latter days? It depends what you mean, really. Straightforwardly, probably not. I don't think that countertemporal time travel is... I probably think it's impossible. Now, if it is demonstrated to be possible, well, then we might be able to make sense of it. But I don't think we need to make sense of it, because I don't think that it's coherent. And I think most instances of it in fiction are metaphysically incoherent or unsound. You ever read modern fantasy novels? Not many. Not really. Can't seem to get into it and mostly read 20th century literature. You say 20th century literature like that's like ancient times kind of thing. Like, it ain't. What? Hey. This is a very neat bit of a puzzle. I'd say a bit of a puzzle because it's not that puzzly, but still, nice. Okay, in terms of what kinds of time travel are metaphysically incoherent, I would say most of them are. Anything that involves paradoxes, obviously, right? So things like grandfather paradoxes or bootstrap paradoxes are very, very obviously incoherent. Oh, there's more up there. Are you serious? Okay. So a lot of elements of Ocarina of Time are unfortunately pretty incoherent. In my really only video on the philosophy of time, which is the one that talks about Loki, I refer positively to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which is a weird thing to refer positively to if you're talking about philosophical coherence, but trust me, work with me on this, because it works on the basis of final causality, which, oh, shoot. Which, I mean, final causality already goes back in time, right? Final causality already goes from the future into the present into the past. Right? So it's not incoherent to suppose that that final causality or you might even say intentionality, something like that, can work in terms of countertemporal causality or countertemporal time sequences. Interesting. Okay. Vincent says modern writers have no style in their prose. There's something interesting about this. Carl Benjamin, so Sargon of Akkad, did a study using AI some time ago, comparing the writings of Tolkien to some various modern fantasy authors. I think he included like Ursula K. Le Guin and Brandon Sanderson and a couple others, where he found out that they tend to use Latin-based words at a far higher rate than Anglo-Saxon-rooted words, whereas Tolkien used the vast majority of the words in his text had Anglo-Saxon roots. No, frickin' hell. Stupid little spooderlings. Shouldn't have wasted an arrow, but whatever, I did anyway. Alright. Nice. And Sargon's argument about this is essentially that Tolkien's prose, the more Anglo-Saxon prose, or I guess the more Anglo-Saxon rooted prose, this older language, this older sounding language, is especially poignant because it carries with it value connotations rather than simply and straightforwardly factual connotations, which is what you find in more Latin-based terminology, because Latin-based terminology tends to be modernistic and especially scientific. And therefore, because it is more scientific, it tends to be more particular and scientific, and it doesn't carry these traditional value-laden connotations. And so with Tolkien, you get stuff that is far more value-laden. I don't need that at all. I need hearts. Like that one. Okay. Okay, nothing I can do here yet. I need the Dominion Rod, which I think I get here. A modern author might write, he walked into the dark room. Tolkien might say, sweaty streams trickled down his brow. He wiped them away as he poked his head into the room. No, he wouldn't say any of that. He was alone, save for the darkness that loomed around him. Again, that is... I think you need to change that a bit. But I'm no fiction author. I don't have that kind of style, but I think you can edit that substantially. Oh, okay. Cool. I really like Dark Nuts in this game. Alright, that was relatively easy, but very cool. Black Knight from Dark Souls, tell him knee. Yeah, all good references, yes. His arm's off. But I will say, yes, so Imsymp, as evocative as a lot of what of the language you're using is, it's not as what? It's not as rich or textured as a lot of what Tolkien would write is. Oh yeah, that's right. This game had motion aiming. Oh man, I forgot about that. I love the aesthetics of this. The whole like throw it out and catch it thing. I love that. Oh wait, hold on. I need to get that thing. Sweet. Oh yeah, Imsip says I was disappointed as a kid that you didn't get his sword like you did with the ball and chain in the last one, in the last dungeon. Yeah, true. That'd have been very cool. Oh, I remember now. I gotta take him to the bell. Oh, this was your least favorite dungeon? I disagree. I think this is really fun. Aesthetically, especially, it's very, very nice. Also, yes, it does feel like it's ripped out of Wind Waker. Yeah, I agree. This feels a lot like Tower of the Gods. Somewhere in between Tower of the Gods and the The one with Medley. Whichever one it was with Medley. Earth Temple? Yeah, Earth Temple, I think. Maybe a little of both. Can I do a smash? Yeah, boy! Awesome. I'm gonna use you, big guy. To kill those. Okay. Imsim says he should crack this game open soon. Yeah, I tend to agree. It's a good one to revisit. Give it green. Statues love green. Let me smash. Love smash. Can I smash this? Please smash it. Nope. Okay. Well, that was worth a try. Come on, statue friend. I have seen, but not played, the CDI games. There was 2, weren't there? Epic. Epic. Okay, I need you. Let's go over here. Go pick it up. Oh, this is only one of 2 that you've beat? Oh, John, you're missing out. I understand there are, like, graphical and control issues that you have with some of the N64 ones, but they're so good. They're so good. I forget, did you actually play Wind Waker? Because I bet you could get a hang of Wind Waker. Plus, isn't there a version of Wind Waker on Switch? I thought there was. Anyway, I will say one thing, though. I did promise to be talking about Philosophy of Time, so here's one more thing. On the CDI games, Ganon tells Link he'll make him face the greatest in Corridal. What? Or else you will die. What is Corridai? What is Corridai? I have no idea. I don't actually think they kept up with literally anything to do with the CDI games. I really don't think so. I honestly think that they dropped everything to do with the CDI games in their world building. That was irritating. All right, moving on. Come here. God created a stable loop with Mary. He shunted disgrace from the atonement back in time. Yeah, I mean, that's easy. God is outside of time, so of course he could do that. It's harder for us. We exist in time, essentially, and not even accidentally in time. We exist essentially in time. So it's harder to make sense of that for us. But yeah, Klaus, that's absolutely right. That God acted contrary to the ordinary flow of time, with respect to Christ's sacrifice, saving Mary from original sin. Okay. Imsim says, is time an illusion? No, time exists. It might not be exactly what you think it is, but yeah, it absolutely exists in the sense of, well, time is essentially a measurement of change, right? And so to say time is an illusion is to say that change is an illusion, which is just Parmenidean. It's just Parmenides, who really shouldn't be taken seriously since he was torn apart by Socrates. Do I follow A theory or B theory? It depends. One, I don't like the question. I don't think they're as incompatible as they need to be. I want to sort of waffle on the two, because on the one hand, I think that I don't think that either perfectly captures reality. Put it that way. The main reason I think that is that that the correct way of looking at time is that the time series, if you want to think of it in a B series way, is something like it's all that exists potentially. All that potentially exists. But there is more that exists than potentially exists. There's also... Well, that's not true. Wait, hold on. That's backwards. All that exists, at least in potentiality. Put it that way. There we go. But beyond that, there is what exists in actuality, right? That there are... here's a way of describing it. God, philosophy of time is doing that thing that hurts my head. I need a beer. Jesus. Okay, so A series is a good way of describing the sequence of things which are actual. But a B series is a good way of describing potentiality. Oh no, what happened? Okay. I have to go back and shoot the switch again, I guess? Maybe? I don't know if this will work. Let's try it. Oh, yeah. So Bill and Ted do, in fact, refer to Socrates as Socrates. Socrates, man. Yeah, no, that's okay. Yes, I had skipped that reference because I had forgotten that I had just mentioned Bill and Ted. Smash. Okay. Oh. That was easier than I thought. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So yeah, in terms of A theory, B theory, I think that both are both have significant elements of truth, but describe different parts of or different things about reality. We experience time as an A series because we experience what is actual, not merely not what is potential, right? And not just not merely, not what is potential. We don't have the experience of potentiality per se. We only experience what is actual because it actually is. It exists. What we don't experience is potentiality because it does not exist when it's merely potential. Can I turn it this way? Yes, I can. I can go up. No, I don't reply with that because I'm not that smug. Imzim says if someone is dying, and oh, that I maybe shouldn't have done that. And says, "Oh, we need a doctor," and I reply, I am a doctor of philosophy," and they say, "Oh no, but he's dying. Help!" And I say, "Did he ever really live?" No, I wouldn't say, "Did he ever really live?" I'd say we're all dying because let's be a little more existentialist about it, I guess. But then, of course, beyond that, you know, first of all, a couple of issues with this. One, I told you I'm not that smug. Two, the best response to that is baptize him, or let us baptize him. That's the doctor of the church response, so to speak. Then also, smash. Smash. That didn't do anything. Really? That should not have worked like that. I hate this. There's no more? Really? I missed... Oh, Jesus. There we go. Pull up. Bugs are too small. I agree. Yeah, Klaus, you did actually beat me to it, but I did not see it in time. You are correct. Where do I bring this bastard? Oh, right there. Silly me. Smash. Ah! No! It's been luring me into doing that, and then I do it finally. Stupid frickin' bugs. Smash. Okay, so saying Jesus in frustration blasphemy or wrong at all or wrong in some other way. It can be. It's probably not blasphemy, I don't think. It might be profanation, profanity, making profane the things that ought to be sacred. It might be a kind of taking the Lord's name in vain, but only a kind of taking the Lord's name in vain, not the worst kind, so to speak. There we go. But I think that any of those can also be avoided by essentially meaning it when you say it, right? So if you get into a habit of, if you are in a habit of saying Jesus or Jesus Christ or oh God or any kind of exclamation that includes the name, a name of God, I think that a way around that is, rather than breaking the habit, because that's hard and there isn't particularly a reason to need to do it. The easiest way out of that habit is, or to correct that habit, I guess I should say, is not to eliminate saying that, but rather to change or alter your intention, because you can in fact say "Oh my God" or "Oh Jesus" or whatever, anything like that. Any use of the name of God in an exclamatory context, you can use that as an opportunity or as a reminder to pray. Oops. I switched buttons. What? Oh. And if you do that, then when you say, "Oh my God," or "Oh Jesus," or whatever it is that you say, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, then that turns into a prayer to the Holy Family, for example, or whatever it winds up turning into. But using that as a, if you say it while crossing yourself when frustrated, fine, good idea. Asking for God's help when you're frustrated is a good thing. Smash. 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 Love the smashing. Ooh, wait, hold on. So the use of "God damn it," which again first of all, let me just say there is a difference between mentioning and using a phrase. And so mentioning the phrase, quote, "God damn it," is following what's called the mention-use distinction. Mentioning a phrase is far different than using it, and so it's in no way blasphemous to utter something if you're not saying the phrase, but you're rather mentioning the phrase. You're saying this is a phrase that we can ask, is this blasphemy? I still would probably not call it blasphemy, but that one is much more like taking the Lord's name in vain. That's almost certainly taking the Lord's name in vain, because you are calling upon God to you're essentially calling on God to do something, and that something is illicit and probably immoral. Let's put it that way. It's something you shouldn't do. Right, okay, good example, Klaus. Mention uses why repeating someone's tirade isn't contempt of court. Excellent, excellent example. Wait, can I just... No, I can't. Okay, they're inactive now. Okay. I can use this guy. I just don't know what to use him for, but I can use him. Oh, to get that one. Right, okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't think it's blasphemy, but I do think that it is... certainly profanity. I would probably go further and say that it's taking God's name in vain. Certainly. Come on. Owie. Stay there. Damn. You have to mean it, and you should never want to mean it. I think that's correct. But I would also say that if you say it without meaning it, then you're engaging in a kind of frivolity with respect to the divine that you absolutely should not. You're discounting the significance and importance of the divine. Oh, shoot. Did it respawn? I hope it respawns. It doesn't. Shoot. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. There we go. Okay, then. Wait. I don't have the boss key. What? What? Shoot. Well, okay. Well, I know how to get here now, I guess. Should Catholic children always be named after saints? I sure hope not. One of mine isn't, and two of mine are named after angels. So, I mean, they are saints in that case, but... Ah! That's unfortunate. Okay. Let's go. Any percent soft lock record. No. I'm not doing that. Oh, no. I really hope I didn't soft lock it, did I? I didn't soft lock it, did I? Oh, boy. This might be an issue. Shouldn't they have at least one saint's name so they have a patron from day one? Maybe. Saoirse's middle name is Nicolina, so, and that's, I mean, she's named after her grandmother, her great-grandmother, but also Saint Nicholas. So, I suppose. I suppose. I don't think that I will say though, generally speaking, I don't think it's necessary to be named after a saint in that sense to have a patron. I mean, traditionally, sure. But... yeah, I think that's fair. Imsim says, should a Catholic ever marry a non-Catholic or non-Christian? Sure. You can. It's not a good idea most of the time, however. It's usually a good idea to already agree on important issues. Particularly issues which have to do with grave moral matters and raising a family. And Catholicism touches on both of those. So, yeah, I do think that it's probably unwise to marry a non-Catholic. Certainly a non-Christian, probably just a non-Catholic in general. It's usually unwise for most people most of the time. Okay, now what? I need to go up and up to there. Oh, that's right. Okay, 5th floor. Let's go. Let's go, boys. You wouldn't date a Catholic, but you would date an evangelical. Okay, show your work. Where's your reasoning there? For those of you who do not know, John is a Lutheran. So why not a Catholic, but yes, an evangelical? An interesting, it's an interesting line. Is it because you wouldn't want to drag your Catholic GF to hell, or go to the south door? I need to find the other demo. Where's the other one? Up, right? Maybe. Let's find out. Might be on the bottom floor, in which case I'm annoyed. It is. Okay. Where is the Council of Trent? Do you mean, like, where did it take place? Because Trent. Not to be flippant, but too much you couldn't commit to with a Catholic. Like the whole raising your children Catholic thing? Because, I mean, okay, I guess. Fair enough. We do have relatively high, standards. But I think we should have relatively high standards. A little weird to me that you don't. Not to be, hostile, but... Okay, there we go. Oh, where's the condemnation of Protestantism? I mean... It was implied, certainly, right? There's a chest here. You know what? Fine, this is ridiculous. Oh, I already have it equipped. Okay. Sorry for the silence while I'm doing Exterminator Squad here. Roman and Orthodox burden themselves unduly. Our evangelical siblings derive themselves with God's many blessing. They're still our siblings. I mean, I can't disagree with the latter of those. I can disagree with the former very easily. I do think that... I don't think the burdens are unnecessary. I don't think that it's unnecessary to raise one's children in the truth. Like, I don't think that's the least bit unnecessary. Said contra, I would say that it's hard to get. It's hard to come up with a more important, and more important thing to do as a parent, really. I need to throw you up here, maybe? Might work. Yeah, that looks like it'll work. Okay, there we go. Many say one day Protestantism will end like Arianism. How do you think that'll happen? It's only been 500 years. We got time. Broadly speaking, I don't think that it'll die away completely, maybe ever. But I do think that it will fade, largely. How do we get up there? Okay, I have to go to that door. Again. Damn it. Protestants wouldn't say the church is bound to a particular institution. They'd say Catholics and Orthodox can be saved. Yeah, that depends. They tend to, a lot of them tend to add add something to salvation by faith alone. They tend to add faith and not being Catholic. Is a common way of stating it. Klaus, that is particularly funny, given your screen name. But how long will it take Rome to realize the Germans can't be safely trusted with anything ecclesiastical? I tend to take the Norm Macdonald position, that the Germans can't be trusted with literally anything at all. Because the last time they were trusted with anything, the last two times they were trusted with anything, they declared war on the world. So, no. You're 80% of you. If you're 20% German, 80% of you can be trusted. And that's how we go about this. I mean, to be fair, I married a probably around 20% German too, so it's not just you. I actually don't know what percentage Erica is German, but she's partially German. Really? Cool. I'm not reading that, John. If it needs to be said in German, it doesn't need to be said. I say the same thing to you as I say to Heideggerians. It needs to be said in German, it doesn't need to be said. Anyway, I will say, okay, so back to something I really, really, really wanted to talk about here, which was lyrics to the song Erica. Oh, well, okay. I did not know that was what that song was called until a bunch of you started singing it in Discord. So there you go. Thanks for that, I guess. Neither did Eric. Neither did Erica. You know, the Erica that I married, not the song in German. In any case, in terms of the philosophy of time, I think that this what we see here is, I think, a pretty good and relatively coherent approach to time travel, which is essentially that it isn't really time travel so much as it is a thing or event or instance or place or something like that, which is, let's say, frozen in time. Right? Because in this instance, it's not like you're actually changing the past. Yes, we are right now. We have gone back in time substantially. Perhaps even thousands of years. But we're not here to change anything. We're here to get something. And part of that means that the getting of that thing is not going to actually change the past or change the present. Nothing we cause here will have a causal impact on the future, aside from us sort of bringing it, right? That will, right? It will have the impact of us bringing whatever it is that we bring to the future, so to speak. Wait, what are you talking? Okay, hold on. Beza's on behalf of Rome. When y'all are ready to end your little rebellion, we'll gladly welcome you back. Are you talking about welcome the Germans back or me? Because I'm Catholic and I'm in communion with Rome. I don't know what you're talking about. What in the world? How do I get that? Hold on. That extends to there. What? How do we get up there? And up there? Excuse me? That's rude. Okay. I see. I see how it is. Anyway, the way that I look at the time travel as portrayed here, what we are doing is we are going back to a period in the past that is isolated from, in a sense, the rest of the timeline. It's like a period of time that is set apart, in a sense. There we go. There we go. There's a Poe up here. Get down here, loser. Come here. Gotcha. Excellent. There's a heartbeat. That's freaky. I like it. Anyway, as I was saying, this is essentially a lot like going back in time to a sort of frozen point like this is a lot like what we're doing right now. Not just in the game, but what I am currently doing, which is playing a game that was made 20 odd years ago. I'm essentially going 20 years back in time in a very real, very significant and important sense. This essentially is a time capsule, if you will. A look into the past, a way we have today of interacting with the past. In the same way that Link is, right? I, right now, am essentially going back 20 years into the past. And Link is going back however many, hundreds or thousands of years he's going. But he's going back far, far, far into the past, just like I'm going 20 years back, to interact with something that existed in the past, right? That was brought into being at some point before the current time. It was brought into being to remain there, remain how it is, which is essentially what this Temple of Time is. It is a frozen piece of the past, which is preserved and has no causal impact on its future, onto the present, so to speak. What in... Oh, right there it is. I see it. Oh, okay, we charitably exclude the Germans, okay, from ceasing their rebellion. No, the Germans have to cease their rebellion too. It's just, I don't know if they will. Where's another one? It's supposed to be another one. Right? Am I crazy? Oh, I get it. Very clever. Very clever. Now I get the boss key. But yeah, or the big key, whatever. I am essentially going back in time right now in a relevantly similar sense to how Link is going back in time in the game. That is to say, in a way that does not violate the normal past to future tendency of at least efficient causality. Because it's very different from, by the way, that is very different from final causality, which does flow from future to present to past, into the past. Final causality goes the other direction. Alright, now we head back down. We got everything, right? Everything. Yes. That's everything. Let's head back down. But yeah, the issue comes with countertemporal causality, which I don't have a problem with in principle. In fact, I would say that I would go so far as to say that the fall affected the nature of reality in a countertemporal sort of way, in that the fall of Adam retroactively, in a sense, caused the fallenness, or the fallen nature of the world as it existed before the fall happened. Right? I'm not one who thinks that there was no, animal death or suffering before the fall of man. I don't think that lions were vegans when they first evolved, or whatever. I'm also not a young Earth creationist, and so I do think that the world existed before Adam and Eve, but that it was a fallen world, not just because that's how God created it, but because when God created the world and placed Adam into the garden, Adam sinned, and through Adam's sin, all things fell, past, present, and future. Right, so it is in that case something like a formal cause. Right, Adam's fall was the formal cause of sin and fallenness of all creation. And formal cause is eternal, right? Substantial forms, I tend to be more of a Platonist about forms, but substantial forms are eternal. They're non-local and non-linear. And so, when Adam falls, that causes the fall of not only Adam himself, but of the cosmos. I hope this doesn't hurt. Yay, we're good. Fucking spiders. I'm just leaving. I'm going past them. I don't want to deal with these. Really don't want to deal with them. And so Adam's fall caused the fall of all of being, past, present, and future. Also, we can say that this is a causal mechanism. Now, this is heterodox. I can't say heretical because it's not formally condemned, but it's heterodox. So, word of caution: don't take this as anything even approaching gospel. But I think that this offers as well an alternative explanation for the propagation of original sin that does not strictly rely upon how do I put it? Seminal propagation. Put that way. Direct descendant, right? In other words, we don't even have to be, strictly, we wouldn't have to be direct descendants of Adam, even if we are, right? Presuming that we are, but we would not strictly have to be for the fall to essentially propagate to us, if this is how the fall propagates. Right? If the fall comes to us through a kind of exemplar causality, or formal causality of any sort. Really? It didn't... Just... Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. I don't need this fairy, so you go free. Alright. Alright, it's spider time. The boss is a spider, in case you couldn't tell. So yeah, this would be my hypothetical explanation, or a hypothetical and possible explanation for some forms of polygenism. That is, that there are what we would call metaphysically true human beings. That is, rational animals bearing the imago Dei that are not truly descended or directly descended from Adam. Would I rather face Goma or Shelob? Goma. Because of that very obvious large weak point. This is also Armagoma, not just Goma. Come here. Come on. Come on. Bring it. Bring it, loser. Not that I like the thought of facing either of them, really. But, you know. Cool. Yeah, I think this is the descendant of the Goma that infested the Great Deku Tree. Which makes sense because this is presumably in roughly the same place. Even if not exactly the same place. In Hyrule. You fuckers. Here. Bring it. Bring it on. Bring it on. Wham! There we go. I wonder how well the boomerang will do against the little spooderlings. I hate the little spooderlings. In case that was unclear to anyone. Whoops. Oh, it does nothing. Okay, cool. Why does it have a laser? Splat. Okay. That was a little anticlimactic final battle bit, mostly for the lulz. Which I don't know about how I feel about that in this part of the game, especially. Alright. 3 of the mirror shards are ours. Before that, though, Imps and Pests, should we ever curse in front of our children? Not to them. But let's say you're driving and someone cuts you off and you say, learn how to drive, jackass. Avoid it if you can. We should set a good example for our kids, and that is certainly not appropriate language for them. So, yeah, no, probably shouldn't. I mean, it's forgivable if you do. It's not like it's no cardinal parenting sin, but it's something that is, you know, bad if done and should be avoided if possible, if reasonably possible. I've got tea tonight rather than coffee. A nice pour. Good stuff. Just one left. Link. You saw how nasty that monster was, right? Evil within the shards is more powerful than you can imagine. Okay, so why are we putting them in our pockets? You know, we could be assembling something truly terrible here. Maybe Midna is right. Could be something that we'll ultimately have to destroy. I think she's... Foreshadowing. You have to hurry, Link. Let's find the last shard. We have to reach the sky. That's where the last shard is supposed to be. Got it! Woo! Good amount of hearts, eh? Alright, yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's warp. Yes. Can I close it? No, I can't. I wanted to close the temple, because I feel like leaving it open here is not the best idea. That said, we now have the ability to use this bad boy in the overworld. That means I found this, whatever it is. Ah, heart piece, nice. That's 2. Can I control these guys? No. Okay. Oh. Oh, there's nothing. There was a Poe at least. Yay. Anyway, so anybody who saw my my latest Star Wars video, let me know if you have any thoughts on those. I know, Klaus, you did a little bit of commenting as well, so I know some of your thoughts, but what'd you think? I know that you're probably one of the many people who will be perhaps a bit offended that I ranked the Thrawn trilogy below several other things. Which, look, it's not to knock the Thrawn trilogy. It's to overly praise some of the other stuff. Well done, adventurer. Uku sees what she was looking for. Goodness, yes, it's the Dominion rod you found in the temple. But that thing has been around for quite some time. I can see from here that its magic's been exhausted. What am I to do? I thought at last I could return to the sky. I have completely forgotten the spell that would once again bestow it with magic. It can't be helped. I suppose I'll just have to look for the statues that respond to the rod. It's decided. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do indeed. Well, Uku is on her way. See you again. It's not technically Skyloft, okay? It's... I mean, is it? Is it supposed to be Skyloft? Maybe. Hey. Wait. What did you do to the Dominion rod? She's gone. I suppose a useless rod is really just more baggage, but what are you going to do? Did she say something about returning to the sky? The last piece of the mirror is also said to be in the heavens. If we can restore magic to the Dominion rod, maybe it'll come in handy. Yeah, shoot. It's just a stick now. Darn. How the heck I do that? Because, shoot. There's a couple of things around here I could use that for, you know? No? Okay. Fine. Oh, the waving my hand like this is primarily because the incense has been largely going directly into my left eye. So, um, not all the time. Once in a while, though, it like right there. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. You can see it kind of wafting over here, right there, right into my eyeball. Unpleasantly. I genuinely forget. Oh, I'm sorry. What? That was weird. I genuinely forget how to restore the Dominion Rod. What else to do? Good old-fashioned games. Okay, Twinkle of Time. Statue. Smash. Armagoma. City in the Sky. Letter for a friend. Head back to Telma's bar. Oh, well, who would have thought? Head back to Telma's bar. Alright. The wolf in the graveyard, we already got. Cool. Oh, it's the hidden village. Oh, this will be fun. Go fishing in the fishing hole. Old Kakariko with the hidden village. Yeah. I've already done all of the relevant fishing quests. I mean, I could just to do it, but did I restore Ilya's memories? No. Not yet. No. Why do I do that? Is that a now thing? I thought that came much later. Like after the mirror was finished. Yeah, let's go back to Castletown. Marp. I mean, I could go hunting for more heart containers, but I don't have the Dominion Rod. I don't have a functional Dominion Rod. I was going to go hunting for more. Thinking that the Dominion Rod was functioning, because there's a bunch of things to do with that out in the overworld, mostly in Hyrule Field. So I'll probably do hunting for that before before going up to the sky, which will probably not be tonight. We're probably not going to start that tonight. Greetings, Mr. Link. Letter, Renado. Oh. Okay, in Kakariko. Hey, maybe I should have gone to Kakariko. Let's see. There's something about Ilya's memory that I wish to tell you. I know you're busy. Please come visit me in my sanctuary in Kakariko Village. Okay, I will, but first I'm going to go back to the bar, because I know I gotta... there's a thing about that. I'm told by the guide. Yeah. Once I get the second claw shot, I can do the next... that thing. Star game, that's what it's called. I will also say, related to my last Star Wars video, I have a few more that I'm working on editing that I recorded as well. My at least 3 videos, my 3 videos so far on iJedi. Which is probably, as I mentioned, probably my favorite. Oh wait, no, I don't actually. Because I have full rupees. But yeah, I have a few videos that are recorded and are in need of editing, which I'm going to be working on this week. On iJedi, which, as I mentioned in my book recommendation list, is probably my favorite Star Wars book. For reasons that I go into in the 3 videos. The first of the 3 will be largely spoiler-free. I'll talk about the overall plot and like the inciting incident. And very predictable consequences thereof, but I will keep it spoiler-free to give you a chance to actually read it, because or realistically to read Truce at Bakura, then X-Wing, then Courtship of Princess Leia, then the Jedi Academy trilogy, then iJedi. Because that's where my recommended my plot essential reading list goes. How's Ilya doing, honey? I'm sure that shaman will find a way to get her memory back. That Renato is a talented man, for sure. Anyway, honey, you've got your own things to worry about, so you just make sure you do what needs doing right now, okay? Hey, Sanity. Yes, very festive thumbnail. Well, it's still Christmas time, even if it is not the festival of Christmas per se anymore. So, I insist. My lights have not come down. They're off because take it up with my wife. They're up at least. I'm not getting out of the festive spirit till Candlemas at the very least. Then it's time for Mardi Gras. Our friend Shad happens to be there right now, looking into this and that. If you need detailed directions, take a look at the map. I will, I suppose. Not that I really need to, because it's, Kakariko Village. I know how to get there. Crumbling Sanity says, considering how fast Christmas and even the New Year's went by, it might as well still be that way. Well, it is. I mean, it's still Christmas season. So, did you find the power of the ancient civilization? Did you discover anything? Did you also be sure to tell Shad? He's been researching the Uka, who are said to be the ancestors of the Hylians. That makes no fucking sense, but okay. As we speak, he's in Kakariko Village investigating these sky beings. Perhaps you should go see him. Okay. He's an avid scholar, so I'm sure his knowledge could be helpful. I could have made Shad's voice Australian, because, like Shad, the internet Shad. The Shadiversity Shad. But I didn't. Let's go to Kakariko. Okay, there we go. Sanity says that also doesn't make sense either, how some of these guys are able to study these areas at all with how dangerous they are. Even Link had to have special abilities to make it through. That is true, but when that guy is your friend, maybe. I actually, speaking of Christmas, I'm gonna link in the description after we're done my videos on Santa that we were talking about earlier, as well as upside down liturgical seasons. Because we as a society kind of tend to invert our fast feasts. Like we treat Advent, I always say, my catchphrase for this, we treat Advent like it's Christmas, and then Christmas like depression. Because we get all excited and into the Christmas spirit all throughout December, throughout Advent, and then Christmas hits, and then we take down the tree, and we get all sad because it's over, all the while the Christmas festival is still happening, for either 12 days, or 3 weeks, or a month and a half, whichever you kind of want to insist on. I've been waiting for you, Link. fortune has smiled upon us. If things go well, we should be able to help Ilya recover her memory. Do you know Telma's friend Shad? Well, it seems he's researching the heavens. He has come here to see the statue in the basement of the sanctuary. And as I have learned, when Ilya was saved, she overheard someone talking about the Rod of the Heavens, or something like that. The Goron Elder believes that to help her regain her lost memories, we must piece together the fragments of her past. Which means, if we work our way backward from the very place where she lost her memory, we may find something that will restore it. Now we must retrace Ilya's path. I'm certain it was Telma who cared for her before she arrived in this village, was it not? It would be best to speak with her first. Please take this to Telma. Oh, well, it was just there. And he says, I'd argue that it's more depressing during the holidays, because it's getting more expensive every year. By the time you get done giving everyone presents, you'll realize you're broke. Well, that is true. I'm broke right now. Which, by the way, I'm also, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, issues with scheduling has led to me not having the revenue stream that I ordinarily have through the university. So I'm working on some things, hopefully getting things together. But I will say, anything that you contribute over there, ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy, will help me do this sort of thing, and might even give me what I need to dedicate some more time to this whole YouTube thing. So if you like what I'm doing here and would like me to continue doing it and perhaps even step it up, any donations there would help immensely. But anyway, should mention as well. Also, doesn't help that it's harder to bring the family together as well, and don't even get me started about without having to do with the election. Honestly, it's not... in my experience so far, at least with respect to my family and the families of most of the people I know, it wasn't the election really that tore a lot of people's... that drove wedges into a lot of people's families, and especially around the holidays, it was COVID. That a lot of people had issues where some family members were basically branch Covidians. They were insane people. And, refused to leave their laundry room at any time during the holidays because they might catch the coof. Whereas, and therefore, judged, dismissed, or called the police on members of their family who were, having a Christmas party like normal people. So, it's that I think really, really caused a lot of family friction. Certainly did for a lot of ours. So, anyway, I think that honestly caused a lot more friction than did really either of the last two elections, both of which were extremely contentious and led to a lot of hostility, but nothing like what COVID did. COVID and the lockdowns, and especially the cultural conflict that arose from both COVID and the policy response to COVID did extensive damage to our social fabric that we'll have a hard time repairing for a very long time. So, tragically. I do have... Oh, by the way, I have another video that's on that very subject. It's a review of Tom Wood's book, Diary of a Psychosis, which basically goes through day by day, week by week, month by month of the entire period of COVID insanity, and what was said, what was done, to remind us of what we knew when, and what was done to us when, and what the official line was, and how we were responding to it all along the way. And it's an amazing book. I can't recommend it highly enough. And in that I also give some of my own sort of anecdotal experiences of some of the COVID insanity. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Sanity says that is true. Because soon after the lockdown, everyone got done. It's like people ever since then have gotten much more crazy and irritable. You might check it out, because even when I said you didn't hear about, there were tons of instances of people calling the police on their friends and neighbors for having gatherings of more than X number of people, depending on whatever principality it was. It was especially common in Canada. Canada was notorious for this happening. It happened in the around Christmas season of 2020. There were, I think, like 5 or 6 stories of it happening in Canada and a few elsewhere as well, a few throughout the U.S. 5 or 6 big name stories where like the police showed up and arrested people, kind of thing, for having a Christmas party. Like you would have called the Nazis on Anne Frank. That's that level of insanity. Yeah. Anyway, it's hard to unsee what we saw among our friends, family, and neighbors throughout COVID. Anyway, so moving on. It shames me to say it, but to be honest, I cannot abide Telma's company. We have a fighting chance, Link. Is it the giant cans? And the flippancy, and I get it. She's very different from Renato in personality. Oh my, color me surprised if it isn't Link. What a coincidence, meeting you in a place like this. How very odd. Say, old boy, do you remember when I told you before about the legend of the sky beings known as the Uka? Yes, well, there's something about it that's been bothering me, so I came here to snoop about. To think that you would appear here with such perfect timing. You really are a rather extraordinary fellow, aren't you? I found it at long last. Observe this statue. It's the same as the one in the manuscript my dear father left me. There are many similar statues around Hyrule, but this one seems to be different. Here, look at the belly. There's something written there, you see? Say, old boy, Sanity says, isn't that said by older folk normally? It's not, well, now it's said by older folk, but it was a really common turn of phrase in the 30s? The early 20th century. Let's just put it that way. Now it's common in people who are, grew up in that time and grew up with media from that time. So, I think it's there to make the game feel a bit anachronistic, which it kind of should. And then also, I think it's quite fitting that I have decided that the accent of Hyrule Castletown is transcontinental. Or, sorry, not transcontinental. Jeez, why do I keep calling it that? Transatlantic, which is my favorite fake accent. Because it's a real-world fake accent. This, too, is in my father's notes. It's called skywriting, I believe. Awaken us with the word that breaks the seal. Yes, indeed, that's what it says. Wait a moment. Isn't that Ilya, a friend of yours? It's simply tragic how she lost her memory. And that rod of the heavens she mentioned, I'm sure it has something to do with the word that breaks the seal. Isn't there any way to restore her memory? I'm certain it would help us figure this all out. I see. Rod. Okay, Rod's not going to work. How do I get out of here? Is that a ladder? No. There's a... Ah, there we go. Yeah, he doesn't look old. He looks like mid to late 20s, maybe. Hard to say for sure with the sort of stylized style. Sorry for the redundancy. Yeah, you can never tell with some of the characters. I mean, the kids are obviously kids. The old Goron is obviously old. But beyond that, it really is hard to tell in a lot of cases. 2,000 rupees left. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna give you 800. Okay. All right.
What was your name?
Hey. I walk 3 feet. Now I can warp.
Wanting romance?
Yeah, this is the HD version.
They're wrong, your colors.
All right, now let's go to Thomas Bar. Oh yeah. So I did actually hear about that. That rumor has it that there's going to be a Switch 2 reveal. What was it, Thursday? I think I heard Thursday. Which, hey, we'll see. Now I did just get a Switch 1. So it'll probably be a little while before I wind up getting a Switch 2, like years while. I tend to, especially these days, I tend to be just about behind a console generation. And I really only get Nintendo consoles because they're the only ones with exclusives. And so we basically made do with a Wii U until this year when our kids broke it. They've gotten a little better about things since then. We got a Switch, and they're exceptionally careful with it so far. But yeah, that's what we got. And I don't exactly have a ton of games for it yet, so we'll see where that goes. We'll see what I wind up getting gradually as time goes on. Yeah, it's you have to be kind of rich to even get your hands on. Yeah. I mean, even the Switch, which is by far the cheapest, is still a few $100. So it's not like it's cheap by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, PS5 Pro costing like $700. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely insane. I could rebuild my computer for that, which I won't because I also fall into this problem. Well, here's the other thing. Like I prefer PC gaming by a lot. First of all, because I can multitask, which I like doing. But then also, more fundamentally, it's so much easier to keep up with an up-to-date PC than it is an up-to-date console because you can update gradually, bit by bit, piece by piece. Like, my last big computer update was a new CPU motherboard, which was a bundle, and it cost less than my Switch. And RAM. But that was the biggest upgrade that I've done for this computer since I got it in 2018-ish, I think, something like that. I've updated other things, but again, gradually. But yeah, I went and updated the motherboard, CPU, and RAM, and it's up to modern specs now. Not top of the line specs, because my graphics card is still like a generation, about a generation old. It's a 30 series. Anyway, that aside, it's still perfectly adequate for everything I need it for. In any case, though, it's like, but that's the thing. If and when I need to upgrade this computer, I can upgrade one component at a time for less than $100. Usually, like next thing I need is probably going to be a new power supply, and that's going to be like right now. Last I was looking, power supplies are like $70 or $80 for a new good power supply for what I would need. That's so much better than over that same course of time, buying a new console for $700, something ridiculous like that. And then also it's a computer, so it also I use it for lots of other things, like work. So it's a lot. We are in an age where PC gaming is, I mean, we've always had the PC master race half joke, but it really is to the point where PC gaming is just strictly superior to console gaming, which is unfortunate because I grew up as a console peasant. I never really did PC gaming. I love Nintendo, and Nintendo games are still relatively exclusive, unless you're running emulators like me right now. But like, yeah, we're in an era where gaming PCs are extremely affordable, are modular and upgradable. It's just strictly better. Sanity says, yeah, with PC, you just have a bit more customization and control, without considering Microsoft in this case. Then on top of the fact, you can mod your games. You have all that much more at your disposal. Yeah. Mods especially. Mods too. I'd kind of forgotten the significance of mods and the PC exclusivity of mods. But yeah, that's a really good point. Anyway, how's that Ilya doing, honey? I'm sure that shaman will find a way to get her memory back. That Bernardo's a talented man, for sure. Anyway, honey, you get... Here. I have a letter for you. Ooh, well, it isn't from Renato, the shaman. In this writing, he doesn't bother to mention a thing about little old me. Honey, that is what I call rude. Well, there's no accounting for the foolishness of a man. And at least I understand Ilya's situation now. Of course, I can lend a hand for that adorable little girl. What else do I know? The first one to bring Ilya to this shop was that doctor. Maybe he knows something. But he's a crusty old bat, that's for sure. I've got it. Honey, you go ahead and take this to him. This magic little paper will get that codger talking. The invoice. For the town doctor's running tab, which is an astronomical sum. Oh my god. How does she know this when she barely talks to the guy? I mean, she knows him. It's just he does not like to hang around with her because he is a backwoods shaman and she is an urbanite barkeep. They're not exactly stereotypical friends. I'm sure it'd be nice if she started remembering things soon, eh, Link? Or it sure would be nice. Whatever. You get the idea. You get what I was trying to say. Okay. Okay, let's go to the doctor's office. What's this? I got a pretty flower. Price is nice too. There's no one manning the shop, so you better put it back. Oh, okay. Let's visit Mr. Poeman. Giovanni, that's his name. I can't see my girlfriend looking like this. Doggy, please. Defeat just 36 ghosts more. Okay.
Is that what you need?
All right. Isn't the reward for it the magic armor? The one that sucks your rupees instead of your hearts? Because if so, I never really used it. And the main reason just being that by the time you get it, you're so late game that you have, that many heart containers, you don't really need extra armor. And your rupees will go away before your hearts really would. So it's not like it's that... It would be pretty useful earlier in the game. But by the time you get it, it's past its usefulness, If you don't have any money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here. Hey. Here. Ah! Look, I can pay this. I can't pay this off right now. You can see Telma's hired you as some sort of heavy to strong arm me, but she'll have to wait. Look, lad, if I'd been able to sell the wooden statue that young lady had, I wouldn't have been able to get that money. But see, I accidentally spilled medicine all over that little carving, which made it stink awfully. I put it out to dry, but then, well, it was stolen. Who goes around stealing people's stuff like that? What a world. You always have to be on guard, eh? Well, look, Mr. Heavy, at any rate, neither the money nor the carving is here, so I can't repay you. Now, to work, to work. Ooh, inky stinky. Yes, new smell. The medicine scent.
Like smell.
Looks like something you'd see in Shrek's swamp. Yeah, yeah. The significant ooze. Let's go into the alley and then transform real quick. Someone will see me. What? I'm in an alley. I'm assuming they ran out here. I don't know. Dumb assumption, perhaps, but let's find out. I feel like I'm gonna be attacked. Run away! A wolf has come into town, and no one's going to do anything about it. Hi, cat. Or, hi, doggo. Say, what you like? I like picking stuff up, but I hate stone pavement because it makes my paws hurt. No one understands that. No, because you're a dog. No one understands dogs. Trust me, no one understands dogs. What? You're looking for the wooden statue that Ilya had, aren't you, dear? Think it's a coincidence that I happen to know it got stolen from the doctor's place? No. Yes, I'll admit it, I took it. But then I was attacked by some sort of dog beast who took it from me. I don't know where those beasts were why those beasts were after the statue. I thought it likely she was in a dangerous spot, though. Those fiends are just outside of the southern gate. Unfortunately, they only come out at night. And another thing, they always move around as a pack. You won't get that statue back unless you give them all a thrashing. That statue sounds like a key to getting Ilya's memory back. You must get it back. Okay. Oh, I have to leave town. Very silly, okay. Yeah, right? Cat's being attacked by a dog. Yeah, makes sense. Come nighttime. Come here, nighttime. Alright, it's dogling time. Nah. Don't feel like dealing with that. Huh? What are those hookshot targets for? Or the clawshot targets for? Weird. Aha. The thingy! Wooden statue. This oddly shaped wooden statue was said to have once belonged to Ilya. It might have a clue that will help get her memory back. Okay. Give it a try, shall we? Let's warp. Why did Ilya have that? I don't know. We're going to find out, though. She probably found it.
What meat you think could...
The Gobos probably have it. Bokoblins. Alright, let's see. Hey guys. Is this yours? What is this? I remember something. I was confined somewhere, yes, and I was saved by whoever was confined with me. When that person set me free, they gave me this statue. Yes, I remember that person, but that means that person's still in trouble. What's wrong with me? I can't remember where that place was. I remember. I thought I'd seen that before somewhere. That belonged to the tribe that protected the Highland royal family long ago. Oh, the Sheikah. They worked in secret, so they lived in a lonely, forgotten place. But I heard that tribe dwindled in the prolonged wars. If you want to find that hidden village, look for a path leading to Lanairu province on the far side of the Bridge of Eldon. But a rock slide blocked the way to that village long ago, so you can't get there anymore. What? Oh, I do not mean to worry you, little human. Problems like these are not problems to Gorons. He should put on a shirt. He's sagging quite a bit. He's old, okay? Just give him a break. Old man wants to just kind of hang around without a shirt on. Who's gonna stop him? Let's go. Our patriarch, Darbus, will be waiting for you up ahead. Look at your map to see where. Excuse me. I'll try to find the path beyond the Bridge of Eldon that leads to Lanairu province. Sag away and be free. Okay. Ilya, do you remember the magic words? Please, don't worry about my memory. Just do something to help the one who set me free. Please, Link. Well, okay then. I think we can do this tonight. We got 40 minutes. That should be fine. To be fair, this might be a great place to start next time, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll go for it. Yeah, we should be able to at least do the hidden village tonight. Which I love, by the way. Some of the best music in this game, and this game has some of the best music in the Zelda series. Really? Nice. Across the bridge. I missed. Darn. Okay, here we go. It's up here, right? I do wish they had a little bit of an little bit of an upgrade system with Epona. At some point, you can have infinite boosts and just get around much quicker. Maybe. Maybe. I don't really think there's much of a problem with Epona. Yay! I got a Phasmid. The stick bug. Why are you calling it that? I'm sure that's a proper scientific name, but, like, it's a stick bug. Just call it a stick bug. Yeah, Pound's cool for the most part. You have to manage your boost and you're fine most of the time. Yeah, I never really run into a problem. What in the world? This is not what I thought it was. Should I do this? Well, I'm doing it. This isn't what I thought it was at all. Wait. Yeah, it's just a hidden area. I thought this was the right way, but whatever. I found it, so I'm doing it now. No stopping me. Technically, I could have done this some time ago, but whatever. I love how a shield bash is sufficient to kill those guys. That worked. I need to light these torches. Right? Okay. The fact that shield bash is a hidden technique baffles me. I mean, it's actually really good. It's weirdly niche, and it doesn't do that much. But when it's handy, it's really handy. Hey, piece of heart stamp. Okay. A stamp. I'll take a stamp. Heart piece? Yeah, cool. I might need to warp back to the bridge building. Oh, no, okay. Not that bad. Okay. Well, that wasn't what I thought it was. I remember that very distinctly, though, so... Moving right along, shall we? Let's do it. I'm sorry, what? What? Is this just nothing? Okay, it's nothing. Whatever. At least I can call him back up. Okay, let's go. One more little bit of incense on, one more pinch. Hopefully that's it for the night. We're almost out, too. Charcoal's almost burnt out. Okay, let's go. There is something there. Do I have to bomb it? It's a bomb, isn't it? I should have thought of that. Whatever. Hi, Darbus. Yay! There's a hidden village up ahead, little human. The elders call it a forgotten place. The scent has been burning my nostrils. It's an evil scent. There's one powerful creature I've seen about, but under that beast are many minions who attack and plunder like a pack of hyenas. There are 30, no, at most 20 of them ahead. They're probably just a small band of survivors, ragged remnants who have settled leaderless into this village. How do you smell evil? It smells... It's a certain smelly smell. It smells smelly. If that's all there are, little human, then you alone are more than enough to defeat them all, but you will have to defeat them all to save that girl's benefactor. Before you go, I'll tell you the secret of besting them. Destroy them all before they spot you. Got it, little human? Whee! Why would it smell like bacon strips and Mountain Dew? It would smell evil. Like something that isn't good. Bacon strips and Mountain Dew are, by contrast, quite good things. At least, fairly good things, you know? I love the music so much! Ah! I love the village. I love the hidden village. I love the music. Stealth sections absolutely don't belong in a Zelda game, but whatever, it's here. I kind of still love it. I don't care. Yeah! Okay. Ah! Where'd he come from? There you are, okay. Yeah, cuckoo.
Cupping pudding.
Leave it for later. I don't wanna.
Gonna
Fine, whatever. No, there's no counter to how many of them there are. You just have to get good. What? Hey. It's always been stealth preferred, this mission. Because I remember doing this as stealth before. Oh, shoot. Ow. Little fecker. And flip. There's one more somewhere. Up there. Oh. There we go. In the GameCube, you didn't really have it. Oh, okay. Oh, the number counter, like down here. Yeah, this thing. Okay, yeah. The GameCube version didn't really have it. Okay, that actually does make sense. I'm glad it's there. I don't remember if it was there in the Wii version. In fact, a lot of the notifications counters aren't really seen in that version, because the same thing with the pose too. Okay. The howls of the beast, they faded into silence. Hey, old lady. Wait, are you the savior? It's you, the savior. Please forgive me for not opening up the door. My name is Impuz. Really? That's creative, I guess. I'm the last resident of this poor village. My name comes from the Great One who built this village so long ago. This village was once the secret home of a proud tribe who served the royal family. Complete with billboards and everything. It fell into decline and became infested with dangerous beasts. It's become an awful place. Excuse me for asking, but is your name Link? Ah, I knew it. So then you saved that nice girl. How lovely. When she was here, she would often cheer me up by saying that you would come to help. That sweet girl. She worried about this old woman, even as I helped her to escape from here. By royal order, I can't leave this place until a certain person arrives, no matter what terrible fate is visited upon it. Oh, but listen to me blather on. I have a favor to ask. Would you help me return this to her? I think she always kept it close to her heart, but even so, she didn't hesitate to part with it in order to protect me. Oh, cool. Lily left this charm with the woman who saved her. Key to getting her memory back. Also, it's a whistle that calls my horse. I believe in my heart that it's kept me safe all this time. Oh, please, I ask that you return it to that girl. I will. Anything else to do in here? Just the thought of the billboard is hilarious. The thought of Sheikah advertisements in this universe. Yeah, it's a little bit. I don't know. That's a little weird. A little bit rather silly. But, you know. I definitely, though, need to go back and get that howling statue. Scare who? The chicken? No one can see me. The whole point. What in the world is going on here? Excuse me? What, can impas see me? I'm not gonna hit that. That'd be a real bad idea. Fine. I will leave the hidden village and come back as a wolf. Can I transform here? Oh my God. Transformation issue was so pesky and that in the mods it lets you transform anywhere, even if you're in front of others. Yeah, that's yeah, better. It's really, really unclear, like obviously unclear, where I can and cannot transform. And the only way to find out is essentially just ask Midna. Hey Midna, transform me. She says, no! And I say, angry noises. That stuff hidden around here is all stolen monster loot. If you want some of the nice loot, just dig to your heart's content. Dig? You say? Ooh, oh my gosh. Dig, 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 dig. Actually do need that. I did get shot a couple of times. Nice. Yeah, you'd think she would, because, you know, shadow powers. She could cloak you, make you invisible, hide you from sight, whatever. But no, apparently not. This is a really long one. No. This is a really long one. Guess what? Guess who's looking it up? I am. In case you couldn't guess, it's me. Last howling hurrah. It doesn't say in this part of the guide. Really? I have to go to the other part of the guide. The collection section at the back. There it is. Great spin. Wow, yeah, that's really long and complex. No, this is my old guide from that I got when the game came out, so. That was right. Okay, close enough. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, this is my old Nintendo Power strategy guide for the Wii version of this game. Game? Hello? Here. There you go. Anyway. Oh yeah, it's like positively reflective, not just glossy. It is. This is back when this came out at just about the time when strategy guides were like kind of at the top of their game. Like Nintendo Power was the thing. It was an amazing gaming magazine. I still have back at my parents' house. I still have a collection, my old collection of at least 30 or 40 issues of Nintendo Power, maybe more. At least a few years worth from that golden era too, when they had pictures on the spines that if you got consecutive issues and you lined them up to each other would form images from games. It was really 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 neat. I love it. Anyway,
We like it what you
warp 2. I need to go back to Ilia, but I also want to get the Great Spin.
fail in quest.
Can I? Or is it blocked off? Let me go try. Anyway, yeah, that strategy guide was really when gaming magazines were around their peak.
What
When games journalist wasn't a slur yet. All right. Oh, did I have to buy the strategy guide separately or to come with a copy of the game? No, that was a separate purchase. That was a separate purchase. And this was back in the day before you could just look things up on the internet. There were some games that had online strategy guides, but not all did. And they were much lower quality because they were mostly text only, and the only images were just basically made of text. If you have knowledge of this era of gaming, you know exactly the things I'm talking about. At last, the time is now. See, this is a technique that I really wish I had with all the frickin' spooderlings. This is the 7th and final hidden skill that I can pass on to you. This forgotten skill is the ultimate secret technique, and it tests the true courage of the one who wields it. Do you wish to master this final hidden skill? Yeah, of course. Very well. Then before we begin, I will test and ensure that you've mastered the jump strike. Now then, come at me. Okay. What? Bam! Cool. I think I might have been able to like get a discount on the strategy guide. Some of them had discounts if you already subscribed to the magazine that published it. Like Nintendo Power sometimes offered discounts. Like they had coupons for a Nintendo Power strategy guide in the magazines that they sent out if you were a subscriber. I think the same went for Prima, which was the other major strategy guide company. Because I forget if they partnered with another gaming magazine or if they had their own monthly. I don't remember. Very well. My hidden skill is the Great Spin. Let it be hewn into your mind. You have at your disposal the basic sword technique, known as the spin attack. You've mastered numerous hidden skills, and now is the spirit of the true hero. You now have in you the ability to magnify the power of your spin attack. Oh, how much did the guide cost? Like 60... Oh god, no. No, it was like... I think they're usually like... Probably 20 or 30... I think more like 20. Keep in mind, this was when a new game was like $49.99. So this is like 200% of inflation ago. Don't forget that. This game came out in 2004, I think, something like that, roughly. So yeah, no, this was But no, the strategy guides were something like $20 or $30, give or take. Some of them were less, if they weren't as big or as nice, high quality, high gloss as that one. Some of them were smaller. It was 2006. Okay, I believe you. Like I know I also had the strategy guide for a few of the Pokemon games, which were extremely helpful because it laid out it gave you full detailed maps of every route, every city, every cave, everything. Plus, there was a section in the back that gave you the find location and the probability for every single Pokemon in every single game. That was, whew, that was a heck of it. That was the Pokemon strategy guides were it was basically having your own Pokedex. It was great. At the time, this was, I mean, yeah, now you can just do that because the internet. Like, you can just look it up on Bulbapedia. But like back then, that was in like the mid 90s. Late 90s, I guess. Man. It was great. It was it harkens back to a time before the internet, I'll tell you that. But and a higher period of gaming, I'll say. The only time you can draw out the power is when your life energy is brimming full. Well, okay then. Spin attack. All right, let's do it. Hey, look, there's a bunch of yous. Eh. Yeah, it just expands out the whoosh. I have to agree with that. Now you have gamers who can't get past the dang tutorials. I mean, it's more so games journalists than gamers, but yeah. I mean, you get casuals. That's the thing. There's always been casual gamers, but not like there are today. Not in the numbers or in the casualness. Now repeat this once more. You can only perform this technique when your life energy is brimming full. Remember this. Final hidden skill, the Great Spin, has been passed on. Great. And games today are so much more handholdy than games were 20 years ago, give or take. Although I accepted life as a hero, I could not convey the lessons of that life to those who came after. At last, I've eased my regrets. You, who have marched through countless foes, each mightier than the last, you, who gaze to the future with vision unclouded, surely you can restore Hyrule to its stature of yore, as the chosen land of the gods. Farewell. Go and do not falter, my child. Sammy says, true, but at least back in the day, games were much harder. People are open to at least a challenge. Now you have games that were pretty easy, and if you get someone trying to play this game, they can't really figure out what to do without chat helping. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, to be fair, I did just open up a strategy guide. It's the second time I've done it tonight, so there's that. So yeah, there's always been like help on offer for games, but I think the big difference though is that the games themselves now, like I said, are much more handholdy. The game itself will absolutely just kind of lead you along to where you need to go, and it'll essentially be there will be in-game tooltips of exactly what you need to do from point to point through the whole game. Yeah, I did that. Here, Ilya, take this. Check this out. Hi. I knew you once. My tea has gotten ice cold. Yes, this feels so familiar. The scent of hay. Long ago, when we were young, you and I... We're still young. What are you talking about? You were always there. You were always beside me. Link. Of course it has to do with Epona. She loves that horse. Now, Epona herself doesn't bring her memory back. I thought it... When I first played, I thought it would, and then on this replay, I remembered Epona bringing her memory back, and I was totally wrong. Well, it wasn't totally wrong. It does have to do with Epona, at least. So there's that. This gift was meant for you. It was something I wanted to give you before you left on your journey. Please, Link, take it. Well, she sees Epona, though. Like, she's outside at some point. It's a horse call made just for Epona. Well, outside to call Epona using her favorite song. You don't need to worry about me any longer. Whenever you return, I'll be waiting for you. Link, you remember what I was saying about the Rod of the Heavens? Well, actually, it was about the messenger to the heavens who held the rod. The nice woman who saved me told me about it. Apparently, in this woman's village, they've guarded something for the heavenly messenger for generations, so they await him. But they can't give this item away until the messenger arrives with the rod. That's why the lady couldn't leave her village, you see. Say, Link, do you have any idea who this messenger to the heavens might be? Or even what the rod is? Huh, whoever could possibly know what heavenly rod she could possibly ever be ever talking about at all, ever. Anyway. Then again, this was never shown in earlier parts of the game. The way they make it seem like it's a charm that brings them both together. Yeah, I mean, sure, it is just directly an Epona thing, but still, it's, and it has game utility too. It is really nice to be able to just call Epona wherever and not have to deal with the little reeds. But whatever. Anyway, I'd like to know what heavenly rod she's talking about. I know, if only I had some rod that is of the power, that is of the magical power of the magical people of the heavens that I got in a magic time temple that I need a magic word for, and I need to message to the heavens and rod. Anyway, good night, guys. I'm gonna call it there. Anyway, yeah, I will. I'll pick this up next week, and we'll come right back here. We'll go talk to Impas, whatever, the Sheikah, and we'll get our rod back together, and then we'll go up into this. Well, we'll play around in the overworld for a little bit, and then we'll go back up into the sky, fight a dragon, all kinds of cool stuff. So definitely tune in then. I'll definitely see you guys next week. Check the description for some of the videos and stuff I was talking about. And like I said before, we're working on a really crunched budget at the moment. So if you feel like donating anything, helping me keep up doing this sort of thing and help keep those videos coming, especially if you want to see more of them and want to see them more consistently, right over there, ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. Any little bit will absolutely help. Really will. And I appreciate every single one of you who do. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining. I will see you all next time. Keep an eye out for more videos. Like I said, I've got a few that I'm already editing, and I've got some ideas for more coming. And I'll see you next time. So, remember, till then, don't be safe. Be well. More importantly, be good. Night, folks.